What's going on, everybody? I'm blessed to be bringing on right now one of the rising stars in the 2024 class, Josiah Lawson. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. But anyways, I like to start off these interviews now. I'm trying to start them off with a little more lighter topics, I guess you could say. So since you are from Atlanta, I'm from South Florida. I don't know if you could tell I'm a pretty big Heat fan. I don't know if you're a Hawks fan, but I don't know what your opinion on that whole series is.
Excuse me. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, I want to know what your opinion is on that whole series.
I'm disappointed in the Hawks right now. I mean, it looks like they're about to, but Heat they play really good defense, and it seems like it's slowing Trae Young down.
Yeah, I think game three, honestly, that scared the crap out of me because game three, it felt like I only watched the fourth quarter. I was at my school for something, but once the
Uh,
fourth quarter started, it felt like we were just suffocated, couldn't do anything we wanted. Our defense was just like whatever. It was like I was watching a completely different team. Like I was like uncomfortable. Like I couldn't believe how different they were in that game. I was scared.
yeah, I think Trae Young, I think he's very versatile, and he can stretch the floor, and he's able to create and shoot. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope the Heat. I hope we have a chance of winning it all. I don't know if we're gonna. I'm nervous for the Sixers now, but I guess we'll see what happens. But that's like a big concern. I don't know if we're really gonna be as good as, especially with Kyle Lowry with him being out. I didn't
Uh,
think it'd be a big deal, but actually, like I don't know, it feels like kind of a big deal. So I'm definitely a little nervous, but I guess we'll see.
oh yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if they're gonna beat the Sixers though. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope. I mean, the thing that we got going for us is like the whole season, like the whole year. What I think why we have such a good record is because we actually like try on like defense and our offense the whole year, while other teams are just kind of a little more lazy. That's how the NBA is. But then like once it's the playoff times, it's like then everyone starts to try. So then the one thing that really got us to where we are, like, isn't gonna be as helpful. So that's kind of like the concern.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but who knows, man? I kind of like college basketball, high school basketball a little more. It gives me some more publicity, I guess you could say. So I don't watch the NBA like the most out of anything, but gonna hop in into more of the serious stuff about you as a player. Basically, I mean your Twitter bio kind of has a lot of things I guess we could really talk about. I mean, first things first, you're 6'6", you got some size. I think you'd be like the tallest player on my school's basketball team, or one of the tallest. But it says you can play positions 1 through 5. How'd you really develop into that player?
Well, my whole life I played up, like 2 or 3 years up with my dad's team, and I wasn't always the biggest out there, so I had to develop guard skills. And then when I went back to my age group, I played post, but I still played guard, and we always did 5 out positionless offense, and that really just helped.
Hmm. Do you have a position that you like to play the most? Do you like being the point guard maybe more than being the center, or like what position is your favorite?
Um, I like being point guard. I like to facilitate. I say I'm a pass first. I like to get my teammates involved. And then I'll say a close second is I like the wing because I'm a scorer too. I really like to score, and I have a lot of moves I can do from the wing.
I'm curious because obviously you have a handful of Division 1 offers. You're on that track of playing college basketball. It's not like you're just a 6'6" player and I'm like, oh, this guy's 6'6", he's gonna go D1. Like you have D1 offer, so that's kind of the track you're going on. But when you go to college, they're obviously not gonna be like, yo, Josiah, like go out there and like pick a position every day and do something different. Like they're gonna kind of give you a role of what they want to do. Have coaches been telling you like what position or how they want you to play, or have you been thinking in your head like when I get to a college basketball program, like how I'm gonna fit in there?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna still do the positionless in college. I like Cade Cunningham. I mean, he did the positionless too. He didn't do a lot of 5, but he was
Yeah.
still like Paolo Banchero too on Duke. How he like
Hmm.
brings the ball up, and he's really everywhere. I can see myself like that.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I don't know. I didn't like do a Google search or anything to see if you were on the rankings for ESPN or 24/7 Sports, but are you ranked?
No, not yet. I didn't really have a ninth grade season. It got canceled due to COVID, so I wasn't really seen like that from that point. But yeah, not yet.
So I'm curious for you. I mean, you say not yet. obviously you're pretty confident. Like a guy, I mean, I feel like Paulo Banchero, in my opinion, that's my number one pick. All respect to Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, that would be good for me, selfishly, for him to get drafted because I interviewed him at Hoops Giving a couple years ago. So then I could say like, oh, I interviewed the number one pick, but at least what I've seen, I don't know. I like Paulo Banchero a lot more. I mean, I just think the whole position listing, you dribble the ball up. He's so skillful. His size is great. That in my opinion is my number one pick. And since you kind of said you like a guy like him, I guess where do you really expect, after maybe your junior season, you're going to be one of those top players in your class?
I say yes. I already played a couple of them head to head, and I've outscored them and locked them up on defense. So I see myself up there.
Yeah. In terms of being in Atlanta, there are a lot of players. You mentioned Jabari Smith Jr. I don't know if you ever faced him before, but he's in that. Atlanta's big. He's in that kind of Georgia area. Sharif Cooper. Obviously, guys, are like a little different, but still an Atlanta star. Dylan Cardwell. The list. Scoot Henderson. The list really just goes on and on of guys that have made it out of Atlanta recently. What's it been like? Playing in Atlanta with all these stars around you.
It's good. It's a lot of basketball around here. I mean, people say Atlanta's the hoop mecca. You can really get good competition everywhere you go. It's a lot of training too. It's fun just being around basketball down here. So,
which player would you say was the hardest one you faced so far?
Well, I played against a player named Jordan Lyons. I think he has the NCAA record for threes. Wow. He's a very skilled, crafty guard, and I would say he was tough to guard. This was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so now it'd be your. So was that in like 8th grade?
Yes.
Yeah.
You played at
freshman?
No, he played at Furman.
This is when Furman. Sorry. I thought you were telling me like. Well, I thought you said he's a freshman. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. No, Furman's definitely. I think my neighbor used to want to go to that school. Actually, no, it's a pretty good program. They got some fire colors. But in terms of like kind of playing in Atlanta, playing high school basketball there, is this something you really had to adjust to? Did you feel like you were more made for the moment, or how'd you handle, hogging high school basketball, especially in the city of Atlanta, where they say it's like the mecca of basketball? So how'd you really adjust?
Well, I grew up in it, so I didn't think I really had to adjust. I was already adjusted for. It's a fast pace, but I think I play pace. I played a lot of big players since I was little, so I'm just used to going up and down faster and stuff.
So. Another thing with high school, comes the grades, the GPA, all that stuff. I don't know if it went up or down. It probably didn't go up or down too much. I mean, you got a 4.2 GPA, which is very solid. How have you been able to keep that up while also playing college basketball, or not college basketball, while also playing high school basketball?
Really just staying on top of it. I like to have a checklist. Like when I get home, this time I'm gonna train, or I'm gonna do a homework at this certain time. It really just keeps me organized and how I stay on top of my work.
Do you have a favorite class?
I enjoy math. I'm in analytic geometry right now. It's fun, and I like solving out problems. So, yeah.
What does analytic geometry entail? I've never heard of that before.
Really just find the right now we're like the area of shapes, like cosine and stuff like that. It's really easy once you like just formulas and stuff. So, yeah, I enjoy working that stuff out.
Yeah, no, I'm more of a. Well, I mean, I'm not really a big math guy, but definitely I'm more of an algebra person than a math person. But the what's called trigonometry, where it's like the cosine and like all those things, that was all right. But the whole shape stuff was a little difficult. Yeah. It's like hard seeing sometimes, like something you gotta imagine like the shapes, like they're either bigger or smaller than like what it is on the paper. And like sometimes that's like that's like the trippy part.
Oh yeah, it can get confusing. That's why I like to stick to like the formulas our teacher teaches us, and it really just slows it down and makes it easy for us. So
Yeah. And then I remember, so I DM you, and you from your dad. You're like, talk to my dad, kind of helps you out with school and everything. Just how important, has your dad really been to just all your success, and what has he really been able to do for you?
he's been training me my whole life. I started very young with the ball handling, and he just mentors me and he coached me. I think the reason why I'm positionless now is at a very young age he taught us. He taught my team like 5 out, so no matter your height, everybody was still on the ball. And yeah, he just trains and he mentors me and he helps out a lot.
And I don't know, like if your dad was like, your current coach during some AU stuff, but regardless, he's probably coached you before or coachable, because his Twitter is literally Coach Lawson. What was it like being coached by your dad? Was it kind of awkward? Would he yell at you a lot? How was that kind of experience like?
I mean, I say it's fun. I mean, sometimes I can feel like he's harder on me, but I know it's coming from a right place, and he always pushes me to be the best he knows I can be. And it was really just fun, just being around family and just pushing me to be better.
When you guys, be in the car driving home from the game or, chilling at your house, would your dad bring it up or would you guys talk at all? Or is it more just, he coaches you in the game and then once the game's over, like you act like neither of you guys were even there?
Now he definitely brings it up. I bought some AirPod noise cancellation AirPods, so and I'll put those in right when I get in the car. I know it's coming.
And so he'll be like, trying to give you tips and you're just like listening like little baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess because my dad's coaching me before, but we were just like I feel like because we both knew we were gonna be terrible. Like not that like he was gonna yell at me or anything, but that our team was gonna be bad. So we would basically just go play the game, get blown out by like 30, 40, whatever, and then go in the car and we're just like, man, we just look at each other and we're like, man, we suck at this. And that's what we would do. But there was nothing we really well he would try giving me some tips and I'll just be like, yeah, I'll see. I just never really like did
All right.
anything. It was no hard feelings though. No hard feelings.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think the one thing it was more like he would tell me because when I was like learning how to play, he was like teaching me how to play. All I wanted to do was like shoot the ball, and it's funny because I'm not even like a good shooter now, so it kind of stinks that I wanted to do that. But like the issue was like he'd be like, no, you have to learn how to catch the ball. So then like we playing in a game and someone throws me the ball, and I always like slip out of my hands or like jam my finger or something like that. And then so then every time we lose a game, I'm like, listen, like I told you, you got to learn how to catch the ball and whatever. And I'm like, I say it's too late now. I can't really go back in time to, and I know the exact moment when I blew it, when I chose. Like I remember the whole thing. So that's just kind of crazy. But I'm not really a hooper, so it doesn't really matter. But I definitely remember those moments.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I looks like this year. I'm assuming it was this year you were able to become first team All State. I think, right?
yeah. You're correct.
Yeah. That's obviously a pretty big deal. I don't know even if that was just out of like just Atlanta was literally out of the whole entire state that you got on that first team. But what was it like for you to achieve that accomplishment? Because that's obviously a really big recognition.
When I found out, I was pretty happy because this year I went through a lot. My knee, I had IT band problems, so I wasn't really 100% the whole season. I was really battle tested. So really just to get that reward, it just reflected like all the work I've been putting in, and I was just happy to just see some results.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say Tucker High School is one of those legendary. Like it's not. I wouldn't say a McEachern or a Norcross or Grayson, like those kind of schools that what's the one called? Isaiah Collier is that Wheeler? Like I wouldn't say it's one of those schools in my opinion. Like we don't really see it as often. When I'm scrolling on social media, I'm not seeing Tucker High School all the time.
We were good though. We had 10 state champions.
Yeah. I'm not hating at all, but I'm curious for you. What are you trying to do to kind of build that legacy to where once you graduate high school, on social media, we're gonna see Tucker High School kind of in the conversation with all those more well-known Atlanta schools.
Oh yeah. Well, it is already. I just want to continue the legacy. The 10 state championships and just like help out my coach to give him another one. And I feel like we can go all the way next year. So yeah, I feel like we
Are
can.
there any?
We were region champs, but I want to get that state championship.
Yeah. Are there any players? Because Atlanta, really is loaded. With the guys, I don't know how it works in terms of transferring, but are there any guys you're talking to that you want to try to team up with next year or your senior year or something?
Well, I like to keep that confidential.
Yeah, it's what about like your dream teammate in terms of at the next level, like in college, like what kind of guys think you want to play with the next level?
I mean, I would love to play with my brother. Um, we always played together growing up, and really just my teammates, like Keelan, CJ. I would enjoy. I would like to play with them again in the future.
So your brother plays basketball as well?
Yeah, he has offered Fisk and some schools in New York, and he's really good. So yeah, we have a good connection out on the court. So I love playing with
Is
him.
he older than you or younger than you?
Oh yeah, he's a senior. Yeah, he's graduating this year.
So I guess it looks like your house is kind of like a basketball family. I'm assuming. But since we kind of talk about the dynamic between you and your dad, I mean, what's it like? Overall, where it's like you, your brother, your dad, just all you guys just like all involved in the game of basketball.
Oh yeah, we're really competitive. We play each other a lot. We play a lot of horse and king of the court and stuff, and we just like making each other better. And yeah, it's fun. It gets fun. And my
Does
dad, he
your
likes to
dad?
brag.
Yeah. Does your dad play with you guys too, or is he? Or is it more just you and your brother?
Oh no, my dad still plays. He might win a game or two every now and then, but sometimes we gotta show him who's boss out there. So yeah,
So who's taking the most dubs out of the three of you?
me, definitely me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the confidence. Now talking about your offers, I think you received your first one. You chose not to post them, but I think you received your first offer a couple weeks ago from UGA. I always like to receive that first offer and have that moment, especially from a big state school.
It was just pretty exciting. My mom, she ran track at Georgia, so we've been there a couple of times. It was fun. Like I was saying, it was just reflecting off the work that we put in, and seeing that people are starting to notice. It just makes it a little easier and just more fun. I still like to keep it fun.
Why do you say like you try to keep it fun? Is it more of like you're just trying to enjoy the moment? Like when you go to visits, it's like a fun thing for you, or why are you saying like you're trying to keep everything fun?
I'll say there's a lot of politics involved in basketball. I know that can it can kind of take the fun out of it a little bit, but I just like to just hoop and play my game, and I know that coaches will see that, so I just like to play my game and just have fun with it.
For sure. And I mean, after that UJ offer, you get UAB the next day, and the day after that Cincinnati, and then a couple days after that you get Tulane, and then 5 days ago, let me see. I have a calendar next to me, so I just want to see. So 5 days ago, be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I mean, basically, you've been receiving like an offer like every day or every few days since that Georgia offer. What kind of sparked all those schools to just all reach out to you just all at the same time?
It was the 3 SSB tournament, session one. I had a good tournament down there, and yeah, that's where they saw me.
So for a lot of people, this was supposed to be people your age. That was like the first time kind of playing in a live period atmosphere with all those coaches watching you play. Like you could literally just look to your left and obviously see just a bunch of coaches just at your game. What was it like for you kind of playing in front of those coaches and then after the fact, knowing that like you made a statement and they all liked your game?
I was excited. I mean, that week going into the tournament, we hit it hard, just training, and then I was happy that I was able to showcase and put on the show for the coaches at the tournament to show them what I can do. I wasn't nervous or anything. I played in bigger games, but I was just having fun out there and just playing my game.
Yeah. Have you been talking to any other schools that maybe haven't offered you yet?
Um, Michigan State.
Yeah, that's definitely a big time. But what would it be like for you? To, even if it's not Michigan State, to travel, a little more farther away from home. Obviously, like the schools that have offered you besides Cincinnati are Southern schools. That's the area you live. What would it be like to just even travel to Cincinnati or Michigan or like Illinois, like one of those schools that are in the Midwest or Northeast or a school far away from home? What would that be like?
It would be good. My dad's from Michigan. I have family up there, so I would love to travel to Michigan and go back up there. Yeah, I like traveling though. It's fun.
What do you think about the weather? You don't mind if it's gonna be like super cold or if it's kind of nice down there? Because Atlanta has like some of the best weather, I think.
Oh, I love the cold. I actually prefer it. I don't really Atlanta. It gets real humid out here. I feel like the air is crisp and like clearer up there, more
Yeah,
breathable.
no, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I'm from South Florida. I
Mm.
definitely like. I remember one time I went to Chicago and then came back
Uh,
home and walked to the airport. And like I thought for a second I couldn't breathe. I was like, this is like terrible.
yeah,
I definitely get it.
it gets real humid down here. So yeah.
Yeah. It just it just feels so much better like when you're up there like the different air like it really does feel like super clear. It's kind of like it's weird because it's like air like you can't see it but like it definitely has a difference.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you at all have a dream school going up like when you were a kid while I was in college basketball where you were like, oh, this is the team I would like love to play for?
Yeah, I loved Michigan. I always choose them for March Madness. Yeah, I feel like that's a great school, and then with family being up there, it's just a great place to be around.
Hmm. Yeah, this year I think they kind of ruined my bracket a little bit. I didn't think they were going to beat Tennessee. That was a shocker for me.
Yeah, my bracket it was messed up from like the first week.
Yeah, no, it was, but the crazy part is like I'm like still in shock that like I never thought Kansas was gonna win the whole thing. Like I thought what were the ones? It was Baylor, it was Kansas, um, I'm forgetting what the other one seeds were. Oh, Gonzaga and Arizona. I thought
Yeah.
Gonzaga and Arizona. If Gonzaga or Arizona won, I'd be like,
That's
okay,
why I had in my championship game.
yeah. I mean, when Kansas won, I was like, there's this. I just don't know how. I mean, I think, in my opinion, they had like the easiest path, probably than
Yeah,
any. They really like Villanova, maybe the hardest team they played. Like they like really had it easy, I think, the whole way through. But I did not think they had a single. I was about to have them get. I put them in my Final Four, but at the last minute, I had Wisconsin beating them. I getting in the Final Four, but I just like the way it looked. But I could not believe they won the whole thing.
yeah, I know it was. I know I didn't like it this year. It's just my bracket was messed up, but I'm gonna do good next year. Yeah, I'll do good.
Yeah, I wasn't as upset because I think Arizona lost in like the Elite Eight or Sweet 16 or something, and I was like okay with that because last year I had Illinois and they lost in the second round, and I'm like, damn, like that was terrible. So I
Oh
wasn't mad, but I was a little annoyed. I don't think I've picked the right winner in a while in a few years. So
yeah.
it kind of stinks. But I guess that's kind of all the fun in it. But continuing on with the interview, I guess you mentioned something about playing AU basketball. Obviously, through SSB was a big deal for you. What goals do you have, for this high school offseason that you want to accomplish before the season gets started?
Really just continue to stay in the gym, get better, add new stuff to my game, continue to extend my range, and continue to just work on my passing, make it like a little more flashy, and just overall just elevate my game and come back stronger and better.
You mentioned the flashy passing. You also brought up a lot that you just kind of like having fun. Would you say your style of play, like, you're having fun out there, like you try to do a lot of flashy moves, and all that stuff?
Oh, well, I'll say my style of play is well, sometimes it's like I'm just like relaxed out there. I just want to add the really just the entertaining aspect to it. Just add a few no looks in there and just yeah, really just entertain while having fun out there though.
I'm curious because obviously a no look, like every time I'm doing no look, it's just like you're risking, having a turnover or something like that. How are you going to be able to pull off those moves where it's not going to show to a college coach like, oh, this guy's just messing around or like open another turnover. Like I don't want him on my team. How are you going to make sure that college coaches know like you're going to be a reliable player?
Really, I would say really just thinking three plays ahead, and really just having a good connection with my teammates. Just being on the same, so I can be able to get those passes off.
I mean, I guess you said you want to work on it, but like, what would you say are your keys to having a no look pass? Like, is it like telling a guy like run to this exact spot and I'll like throw it to you there? Like, don't do anything different, or is it more kind of memorizing the plays and knowing how it ends? Like how do you know like when like how to throw a no look pass?
I just say it's just a feel for it. I mean, like I feel like because I study the game a lot, so it slows down for me. And I mean, if I see like a little opening, I feel like I can just get it through there. And I trust my teammates, and they trust me, and I know that like if we're on the same page, they'll convert that fast.
Which players and teams do you watch like to kind of help your basketball IQ? Like, are there any players you kind of just watch their highlights on YouTube to try to emulate their game or something?
I was watching the Showtime Lakers with Magic Johnson. I was really watching how he was being a floor general, and really like how he was directing his teammates on fast breaks and just leading and taking control out there. So that's fun to watch.
Are you a big guy that watches high school basketball? Like, I feel like there's some players where during the season, there's always that like everybody else's game, like that their game, and they go, to like another game to watch like another team play. Do you kind of scout the high school teams you play a lot?
I mean, I always do watch my peers. I like to just see what I'm going up against and really just just staying up there, keeping my game crisp and like people I'm going to play against. So yeah, I like to I do watch my peers.
Are there any players at all that you say you look up to, whether a couple years older than you, or Hall of Famers, or in the NBA or college basketball right now?
Well, I like Kobe Bryant. I just like his work ethic and how he devotes himself to the game, and that's inspiring to watch. So yeah, I do like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's definitely a player I feel like everyone should. That's what just kind of makes him so special is just his whole mentality. Like if he didn't have the mentality, like he wouldn't be that good. And that's why like I feel like if every player just have his mentality, it'd just be a completely different game we see today.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Looking into the future now, it's kind of like what I like to end the interviews off of, more positive, more optimistic, futuristic kind of notes. Looking to the future, when your school career is all said and done, what do you accomplish before you graduate and go to college?
Well, want to win 2 state championships of my junior and senior year for my high school. I would want to win the NCAA title. That's a big accomplishment. I want to get Gatorade Player of the Year and make USA count.
Mm-hmm. Those are definitely good goals for sure. And finally, with your basketball career, whether you quit tomorrow, you're like basketball sucks, I'm done, I want to play I don't know, lacrosse or something, or if you end up becoming the greatest player of all time, what do you want your legacy to be like once you step away from the game of basketball?
Really just inspire the younger generation. Really know if you put the work in, you can see the results. Like everything's not promised in life, but you got to put in the work to receive the goals you want to make.
Mm-hmm. And a tradition we have now with my interviews, a constant tradition, is where we're both gonna say a one-word summary. I've kind of thought about it a little bit in my head. You have no idea this is coming, but we both gotta say one word that kind of describes the interview, and just kind of explain why. So as for my word, I was gonna say potential, but I feel like I used that before. I'm trying to use a different word every time, so I'm gonna go with versatile, just because there's like obviously you play positions 1 through 5. You're a versatile prospect. I think you're also more of a versatile person. You play basketball. You're good in the classroom. You achieved, a bunch of different things around basketball. So I guess my word would be versatile.
Yeah, I agree. My word for this, I would say, I'll say it was fun. It was very fun just talking and just getting to let people know about myself.
Yeah. I kind of wish to that word too, because actually, no, I'll say that one for another day, but that one would have been a good one because, you definitely said that word a lot. Like, that was like a kind of characteristic I was able to get from you. So I kind of wish to use that one, but now I'm definitely, that's in my bank though. I'm using that for another day for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, man, thank you so much for coming on, taking your time, letting me interview you. Make sure you guys give us both a follow on Instagram. His is at Josiah Lawson _. And mine's at iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2024, 6'6", whether he plays center, point guard, primal guard, shooting guard, forward, whatever you want, Josiah Lawson. I'm Isaac Fleischer. This has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.
Thank you.